Hey guys, it's Piper. I hope everyone is doing well. I've got Gracie running in and out of here. She's barking at some workers outside, going ultra cash today because why not? And I was just thinking earlier, remember when we thought 2016 was the dumpster fire? That was cute. All right, so I've gotten some really good questions over the last week or so regarding real estate. These are my notes: real estate and financing and markets and upgrades and stuff like that. So I'm just going to kind of go down the list here, what my notes are. And I apologize, I meant to post this like 2 days ago, but you know, this quarantine thing has just got me so busy. All right, so as far as the LA market, I'm just talking LA city right now, not county. Just gonna go through some numbers here. So the median estimate home value is $779,000. It's up 0.56%, so a little over 0.5% just in the last month. Now it's up almost 3% over the last year and up 7.29% in the last 2 years. Now get this, over the last 3 years, almost 20%, 19.6%. So overall, you know, we're doing still pretty good. Now, the list price is a little lower. So, you know, we've been trying to, you know, remain competitive as far as our listings are concerned. Now, over the last month, we're talking 5.53% down. Over the last 12 months, it's about 0.5% down, and then, but over the last 2 years, it's up 10%. You know, so we're trying to stay in line with the home values. A completely different story over the last month as far as sales price is concerned. Not great news. We're down 31% in the last month, and that's kind of not surprising because of the whole COVID-19 thing. Last 12 months, 30%, last 2 years, 27%. So, you know, our sales prices aren't doing too great with the home values. Right now, yes, we were in a shift before COVID, and now we're seeing a really big shift, I think, as far as, you know, prices and home values and all that good stuff. Now, inventory is still really low, and I'm just talking Southern California right now, particularly LA County. So those prices right now are going to remain about the same, maybe even a little more because of the low inventory. On the flip side of that, my hyper-local market in Manhattan Beach is up 20% just in the last week in inventory. It's kind of crazy, right? Now the US market, different story. It's a little bit of an uptick. It's looking still pretty okay. The home values are up, inventory is ticked up a little bit, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that. Now, everybody's asking, you know, what's going to happen in the next 2-3 months? Okay, right now it's anybody's guess because we're still, even though we're opening up, unemployment, can you hear Gracie? Unemployment is at an all-time freaking high. I mean, I think it's the highest that I've ever seen in my lifetime, you know, since I've been paying attention anyway. Gracie! Oh, she got her toy. Come here, come here. You want to show everybody your toy? No? Come on. Oh. Anyway, you can't see her. Anyway, she's got her favorite little worm. You want to come? Come on. Come on. She's just looking at me. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So we're going to be, I think we're going to see home prices stabilize in the next couple of months. Now, like I said, people are still unemployed. So what that's going to do, if people aren't able to pay their mortgages, they're not able to pay rents right now. So we're either going to see a lot of sales in the next few months or a lot of foreclosures, which I really hope we don't, you know, for everybody's sake. You know, or maybe a miracle will happen and everybody can get back to work and we can get back to somewhat of a normal thing. But as far as LA is concerned, I know there's a ton of freelancers out here. It's a big film economy. God knows when that's going to happen. You know, we're hoping for September. we just don't know right now, unless somebody's heard something differently, like in the last few days, which I have not. So if you have, then please comment. I don't think it's going to be as bad as like 2008, 2009. That just kind of like cut everybody off at the knees, you know, even though this kind of did too. But hopefully, you know, with stimulus packages and, you know, banks being able to be a little bit more lenient, hopefully we won't see that kind of carnage that we did, you know, a dozen years ago. Mortgage apps are actually up, so people are applying more, which is good. Another friend of mine, Cece, hi Cece, asked for a friend if you have to have a job for a refi. Absolutely. Right now, yes. Unfortunately, you do. It has to be verifiable income. The only bank right now, well, I would say the big guys, I would say Wells Fargo and maybe like another one, I don't know who. I was just talking to my lender today. I didn't write the other one down, but definitely Wells Fargo is doing jumbo loans. And they're calling the shots right now because they're the only game in town. So for a jumbo loan, it's $727,000, right? So for a high balance, it's got to be $726,500, and the interest rates rate that are right around 2.99%. Gracie, she's just like, she's on the prowl today, man. There's like people out there that are just pissing her off. Okay. So, and then below that is $529,000. The interest rates for that are 2.875. That's the average. Cash out is another story. If you want cash out, we're looking at higher interest rates, probably by about 0.25%. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, now she's coming up with her. What are you doing? I don't know what's going on up there. Anyway, so there's that. So if you want any more information on that, you can call me. What are you doing? This is her favorite toy. Gracie, stop it. All right, I think the bad guys are gone. We'll see. It could be the trash guy. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so where was I? Good news for my peeps who write off everything, you know, especially the freelancers and those guys. The bank statement program is on its way back, but the interest rates are a little high. Don't you love how she just like lays on the sofa cushions? It's like she's a cat. Hi, baby. Anyway, she's got to be on the action. Right now, the bank statement interest rates are like 3.99%. Now, my lender said, look, wait that out a couple of weeks. Everybody's going to be getting back in the game, and then they're going to start competing, and the rates are going to go down. So that's some good news. Beforehand, everything was on hold, like everything. So now everybody's just kind of dipping their toe back in the water. Oh, I want to touch on Ken's question here. He wanted me to speak to like beach prices, all that stuff. I'm not really sure like in what kind of context, but where he is, he's on the East Coast. He's close to, you know, Washington, D.C. They've got, you know, it's a higher standard of living over there. You know, there's probably really good school systems, but they've got like, you know, beach level prices like we do here. Of course, if it's going to be high demand, low inventory, that's going to jack the prices up a little bit. I can speak to the beach cities here. We are in all incorporated areas. Everybody's got their own police force, their own school system, everything. Manhattan, Hermosa, Redondo, Torrance, El Segundo. They're not part of, they're part of LA County, but not part of LA City. So they all have their own systems in place. That's going to drive up the prices just a little bit more, especially on the coast here. And I keep pointing this way because that's where the ocean is. So take Manhattan Beach, for instance. Manhattan Beach has amazing school systems. Average price point there is 2.5 and above. Everybody's jockeying for their school system there. And it's by the beach. And, you know, everywhere we're cut off some flip-flops to work. Major corporations are there, you know, Skechers, Body Glove is actually in Hermosa. There's a ton of, you know, surf shops. Quicksilver is around here. all that. So, you know, yeah, that's going to drive, just in that alone, it's going to drive up prices because everybody wants to be by the water, everybody wants a good school system. So same with Ken's area, you know, if it's got a great school system and it's by everything that you need to be by, if it's by especially like a transportation area, you can take the train into DC. Here, you know, trains are what they are. They're getting better. But that's kind of like why prices are higher in these areas than, say, maybe, you know, more inland or maybe a little bit more rural or not as populated because the demand is a little bit lower. I hope that answers your question. Anyway, all right, so another buddy of mine had a question about his septic tank. This is a new one for me. So okay, he wanted to know if he could basically, I'm not going to give you the full story, but he wanted to surpass all the permits and all that stuff and just build his own septic tank because the permits and the city costs, you know, complying are astronomical. Let's face it, and it takes a long time. I get it. I totally get it. I am not telling you to do this one way or another. You can do whatever you want on your own property. I don't care if it's building your own septic line or adding on square footage, you know, to surpass the planning commission. Whatever you need to do, it's going to affect the resale value. So if you put on this great add-on on your house and it looks amazing and it looks just like the rest of the house and it's awesome, then okay, great. If it's not permitted, you can't count that square footage in the resale, all right? So, you know, I don't think anybody's going to come along from the city and ding you for, you know, specifically not following the rules or anything like that. They could, you know, if they're in the need for, you know, some money or whatever. That's not likely. But, you know, if it's a crappy job, then yes, it's going to definitely affect the value. You know, God forbid something goes wrong with that septic line or whatever, there's a leak, I don't know, that could come back and bite you in the ass later, like way down the line. So if you do it, make sure it's done really well. I'm not telling you to do it one way or another, so there you go. So I hope that answers your question. So yeah, any upgrades, any work that you do, if you don't use a permit, just do it really well. Okay, that's all. What else? I think that's it. I kind of covered the market. If you've got, like, you know, specific questions to your area, give me a call. Like I said, I'm really easy to get a hold of. I've got a new blog post that's already up on my website, just overall view on mortgages during COVID-19. Again, I hope you guys are well, and please, please be careful. I know we're opening up more in Southern California. In my humble opinion, I think it's a little fast. So just be careful out there. That's all. And wear a friggin' mask. All right. Bye.